Hi, I'm Suneera Madhani, and I'm a mom of two, a daughter of an immigrant, and an unlikely entrepreneur who went from scaling an idea to $1 billion business. Yes, $1 billion business. Along the way, I learned that less than 2% of female founders ever hit 1 million in revenue, and I became obsessed on a mission to change that. I believe that there is so much gatekeeping in business knowledge, and that we as female entrepreneurs should be learning from other female founders and leaders who have broken the statistics. Since I never went to CEO school, I've had to learn it all the hard way, but you shouldn't have to, because we believe that you deserve to have it all. And honestly, nothing bad happens when women make more money. Grab a seat because class is officially in session. Welcome to CEO School. Hello, everyone. Welcome to CEO School. I'm your host, Suneera Madhani. And today, Wednesday, Wind Down Wednesday, I'm so excited just to catch up with all of you and to share all of the exciting things, honestly, happening at CEO School right now. So I started CEO School because I was so tired of the boys club. You all know my story. It's been a decade of entrepreneurship. And when I first got started, I didn't know I could go build $1 million business, let alone $1 billion business. And we were able to do all the right things with all the wrong things and everything in between. But one of my biggest challenges of just being an entrepreneur was the fact that I didn't have anywhere to go. It was lonely. I would say that is like the first description that I would describe, besides it being really, really, really hard, like really fucking hard, was that it was also really hard and it was really lonely. It was the hardest thing I'd ever done. And I didn't know, like I knew I was going to get through it, but I didn't know what like my next steps were. And that's kind of what I was always caught in terms of I could see the vision where I needed to go, but I didn't know like what moves would be the next moves. And then I would have a blocker and I didn't know how to unblock it. And I just felt like nobody could understand me. I felt like nobody was supporting me. My friends and family weren't there to support me. Everyone was trying to support me, but I felt like I was this lonely like outsider that was like only working on her business at this time. And it was just lonely. It was lonely from a personal lens. It was lonely also from a business community lens because I didn't have a community. And I didn't even know communities, like there weren't communities that existed for entrepreneurs, let alone female entrepreneurs. And so when I got started and I had some success in the business and I was, learning along the way, something I got really fed up about was this lack of resources. And I was showing up to like venture conferences and invited into private equity rooms and all the stuff that was happening post success of the company. Not at this level, $1 billion success, but at a very sizable level, then I was like, wow, these resources all exist for men, right? And they do. And it is a room full of stale, pale, and male CEOs. And they share knowledge. And I think it's amazing, honestly. I applaud the rooms that at least knowledge is shared in, but it's not a diverse room. It really isn't. And my first experience, I would say, and my investors have always been great. So when I say like they are pale still and male, but they're trying in their own way of sharing the knowledge with me, and I get to share back. But it's not, the rooms are just not diverse, right? And so even though people are trying to make you feel included, and I'm talking even back to my first investors, my Atlanta investors, where they invited me out to a private equity conference. It was my first conference that I went to as part of their portfolio companies. So I'm going to share a story with you. I get to the conference and I'm excited. They had just done an investment into our company. And I get to meet all these other portfolio companies that are part of this, like of their portfolios. And I get to meet other CEOs, and I'm so excited. I arrive at Serenbe in Atlanta, which is this beautiful resort. It's not a resort. It's like a town. It's like a farm town, and it's like just so peaceful and so beautiful. And I'm so excited to go. And I get there. I get dropped off. Sal's getting dropped off like later. He has a different flight. and I'm standing outside with like just trying to check into this conference. So I check in, and then my phone rings, and it's an important like partner call that I had to take. So before walking into the conference room, I end up standing outside taking this phone call. And while I was taking this phone call, I probably had like so a car pulls up, and the CEO gets out, and then he taps me on my shoulder, and he's like, "Which way to the conference?" So I like point in the direction. So that happened. And then like another person stopped me, and they're like, "Oh, where do I get my name badge?" And I'm like literally on the phone talking to a potential partner at that time, taking a really important business conversation outside of like the conference room area, kind of like outside in the lobby area. And then the third person stops me, and they're like, "Which way to the bathroom?" And I'm like, literally, I was like, "Hold on one second." And I look over, I'm like, "Why are you asking me? Like, why are people asking me this?" Like, "Wait, oh, I'm sorry. Aren't you the event coordinator?" And I literally said, "No, I'm not, but I'm going to take this phone call." Finish up my phone call, walk inside, and they'd already started their like introductions. And the LPs, the partners of the fund, they're like, "And there she is, our newest investment, our newest CEO, Suneera Madhani." And then I come straight onto like the podium and, say hello to the group and say that I'm excited to be here. But I want to remind all the men in the room that I am a peer to them as CEO and not the event coordinator. And so some of the faces were just literally like, I will never forget. And that night I had so many men apologizing to me. And in their, it was air quotes, honest mistakes by them, right? They weren't trying to be assholes. But that this is what we're stuck with as women, right? We don't have a seat at the table, and they're not used to having women in the room either. So this was the first female CEO that was ever as part of their portfolio companies. They've come to this conference before, and they thought I was the event coordinator. So I've got dozens of stories like this that I can share, but that one particularly comes to mind. But even when I had a seat at the table, where I was going with this is that it just felt super lonely, right? Like it was still lonely as a woman in the room. And I didn't want to just be a man in a skirt. That's something that, I felt like there was a time period during that time where I was raising venture capital, scaling my company, or going through these challenges. I felt like I had to tap more into my masculine self than I wanted to. But I was trying to also make my company successful, and, that's what I had to do. But I didn't feel fully like at my most authentic self as CEO. So I was always struggling with this like identity crisis, never having a place. I mean, that was one component of it. And then two, when I started getting into the room and just seeing the knowledge share, right? That was something that was so powerful, is that they were sharing like, here's how we're running our, comp plans for our company, and we're thinking about incentive compensation for our team. And here's how we're thinking about security in the marketplace ahead. And here's how we're thinking about trends that are taking place in the marketplace. Here's how we're thinking about what's happening with Facebook algorithms, because ad CAC prices are continuing to rise. And I'm like, man, men can get into this room and they are sharing knowledge. And this knowledge sharing is making every single one of these portfolio companies grow. Right? That is what every CEO is leaving and taking back these nuggets. And it might not be all the things, but I'm taking notes, and I get to take it back to my team, or I could take it back to the future team, right? And that's the mind share that I felt was just not available for women at all. And when I came back, I just felt so inspired to share the things that I started to learn, that I started sharing them on this platform. Right? On Instagram is kind of where this whole journey really got started. But I was sharing this on this platform. And then this platform grew into this podcast, into this community, into programs and memberships and all the things. And here we are, literally about to be 3 years as CEO School. And there's been so much progress that's been made. And we put thousands of women through our various different programs and cohorts. And there's so many things that I feel we've done really well, and so many things that I want to do better. And this year we were doing a full audit of what we can do to just drive that community. And I think community is what I've wanted the most, like the first and foremost. You got to have the community to then drive success from that community. And that's where the CEO Club comes in. And we've had the club now for 2.5 years. We've had amazing, amazing founding members. And we asked them what makes them choose us versus another community. We asked them what they want more of, what's working, what's not working. And so this entire summer, our team went in and we pretty much did an entire overhaul of the club. So things that our community absolutely loved is content. Like they know that our content is it's meaty, right? It's actionable. They love the worksheets that go with it. They love the monthly workshops and masterclasses that we host. They want that and they want more of that was their request. 2, the community is there, but they wanted it to be accessible. So our community for the last 2 years has lived in Slack, but Slack can get really noisy. We've really outgrown that. And so we actually built out an app for the collective, for CEO School, and for the club to be part of so that you can interact with each other, you can DM each other, you can go through the directory and be like, hey, I'm looking for a trademark lawyer. Maybe there's a trademark lawyer within the community that I want to work with. And you can share, in the directory of things that you're looking to do. So directory was one of the pieces that was that community collaboration was an ask. And they wanted more of more coaching, right? More accountability. So more challenges, more of my time, which is really, really tough to scale. But we found a way and we took all of this feedback. And I'm so excited to introduce like the Club 2.0 that's coming. And we are launching this next version Black Friday, like this week of Thanksgiving. And it is 2.5 years of hard work and listening actively to the female entrepreneur community. And it is bringing the best content and accountability and community for you to succeed. And that's something that I wish that I had as I was scaling my business. And I'm so excited to be able to bring that to you. Things that our community loved that they did not want to get rid of was our monthly fireside chats where they can come into the room where I record the podcast with these amazing guests. But once a month, our community gets to come participate live with this inspiring leader and speaker and get Q&A with Amy Porterfield or Sophia Moroso or, some of the big names that we get to have on the podcast. And so we get to invite the women into the room. So they love that. So we're so excited for this upcoming version of the club. And we're ready for it. And something that we've also done is, we've looked at, I recently did a workshop. So we do a masterclass once a month for our community. And this is a, highly curated, full on, it's almost a mini course on a specific action item for a CEO. So this last month in November, we did a workshop on pricing and pricing strategies. And so we did pricing strategies across various different industries. I led this masterclass. It's fully produced. You have a whole library of resources. And one of the things that we did is took a look at our own pricing strategy as well. And we want to bring in as many members into it because we believe that the community is better when it's larger so that you can all collaborate and come together because that's what the community really needs to be. It's not just me. It's not just the courses. It's not just the mentors that come in and teach the workshops, but how do we bring more women in? And so I'm so excited to announce that our Thanksgiving price point, our Black Friday price point is $49 to come join the club. And it is the lowest price point that it has ever been. I believe it is the most accessible price point that it could ever be for you to come in and be part of something really special. Get monthly resources, get a monthly workshop every month, download our resources, get a library of classes that you can have access to, live weekly workshops. So what's really cool also is not just like the content backbook and library that we have. We also have workshops that are lined up. So all our workshops, we have once a week, we have various workshops on not just from things like on the business revenue streams and marketing strategies, PR, etc., that are led by experts. There's also incredible just like mindset workshops and growth workshops and public speaking. So there's all of these great classes that you can sign up for that you have access to. And then of course it's the community. And then we have added in a monthly live session with me where you get to come in and ask all your heart's questions. I wish I could have coffee dates with all of you that listen to the podcast, that come into our programming. It's really difficult to have that impact, but this is my way of being in the room with all of you. So come join me. I will be live into the club in our community, active, answering questions live, as well as so we have office hours as well as office hours live with me as well and our coaches. So lots of exciting things that are happening, lots of great changes. You wanted more content and less stuff. And so we focused on getting you more content, more accessibility. And I believe this is going to be the next platform for female entrepreneurs. And for all of you that have been listening and following my journey for the last 3 years at CEO School, we've been doing this out of impact. Like I run a company on my day to day, all day, every day. I'm an active CEO. For me to do this, I put all my weekend time, we literally put all of this together for impact. And my goal is to reach 100,000 women through this community. And I'm just excited. This is step one in that direction. You guys have been following this podcast. Is literally now a top 25 entrepreneur podcast from because of all of you that listen and tune in every single week. I request for you to come join our community. We've never made an ask of our entire audience to come join. I guarantee you it's the best product that you have every single month to be part of a community of women that are ambitious, that just get you, that you can connect with, that you can throw in a question on a question board to say, hey, I'm struggling with this thing. Anybody else seen this? Does anybody have a job description for an executive assistant? Because I'm about to post it up. Or I'm about to go pitch to this investor. Can somebody hop on a Zoom call with me so I can pitch it to you for 15 minutes? I mean, access to ambitious women is what this is all about. Access to content, to the community, and to truly curated master classes every month is something that I'm so proud to be part of and to bring those resources and library to all of you, because that is the thing that I feel has been lacking in that the Boys Club has, right? And the thing about the Boys Club is we do it better. We do it more efficient, and we're going to do it in scale because that's what we need. And men don't have this in scale, and they're doing it every day in their own way in locker rooms and country clubs and at the private equity conferences and the venture conferences. But this is our time to gain knowledge and to have that growth mindset. So I invite you to come join me for this. And I vowed to never be the only woman in the room. And this is my way of bringing all of you to the table so we could build our own table. Come join us in the CEO Schools Club, the exclusive place to have access to everything you need as a female entrepreneur. Come join us. Our Black Friday special is $49. It will close on Cyber Monday. So Monday is the last day to get this lifetime pricing. And just come join in. This is going to be the best community, and I just cannot wait to have you come say hello to me in person, digitally, in our small world, or our little corner of the internet. And I just want to thank all of our listeners who've been tuning in for the last 300 episodes, 220 episodes. That's exactly where we're at. 220 episodes. Come join the club. It's time. Stop waiting, stop wishing, and take action. Let us hold you accountable and build the business of your dreams together. Everything is linked in our show notes, and I can't wait to see you guys inside of the club at CEO School. Thank you for tuning into today's show. If you loved it, leave us a review. We are so proud to bring you authentic conversations, game changer expert guests, and valuable content on and offline. The best compliment you can give us is by screenshotting today's show and tagging us on Instagram at CEO School and at Suneera Madhani. We are obsessed with swag, so don't be surprised if we want to send you some. Thanks for tuning into class today, and remember, nothing bad happens when women make more money.